Bill Gates. Speaking of eating right, this man is hell-bent on feeding us lab-grown food, okay? So he done came up with lab-grown chicken. He done came out, and shout out to Ron DeSantos, okay, for banning that. He done created lab-grown salmon. And now, lab-grown butter.
It looks, smells, and tastes like the butter we're all familiar with, but without the farmland, fertilizers, or emissions tied to that typical process. And this butter breakthrough, it's happening right here in Batavia. In the middle of an industrial park in a suburb west of Chicago, something unprecedented is happening. So you're using this gas right now to cook your food, and we're proposing that we would like to first make your food with that gas. The company is called Savor, and you better believe it. Their pioneering tech uses carbon and hydrogen to make the stick of butter you see on this plate.
This is pretty novel to be able to make food that looks and tastes and feels exactly like dairy butter, but with no agriculture whatsoever.
And no long ingredient list the average person can't pronounce.
It's really just our fat, some water, a little bit of lecithin as an emulsifier, and some natural flavor and color.
How? Fats are made up of carbon and hydrogen chains. The goal here? Replicate those chains without animals or plants. And they did it. They tell me to simplify. They take carbon dioxide from the air and hydrogen from water, heat them up and oxidize them. The final result?
It looks like a wax, like a candle wax at first.
But they're fat molecules, like the ones in beef, cheese, or vegetable oils. Sustainability is why we are here. It's all done releasing zero greenhouse gases, using no farmland to feed cows.
We're not at full capacity in this facility yet.
And even though we're standing in a factory setting,
And in addition to the carbon footprint being much lower for a process like this, right, the land footprint is 1,000 times lower than what you need in traditional agriculture.
I know what you're thinking.
I think we need to taste it. I would love for you to taste this.
How does it taste?
I love butter, so I'm going to take a really healthy amount.
Admittedly, surprisingly, like butter.
Cheers. It tastes like butter.
Another reason they say this makes an impact, no
didn't say
palm
it was
oil,
good.
a significant contributor to deforestation and climate change. That's not all. Of the 51 billion tons of greenhouse gases emitted every year, 7% is from the production of fats and oils from animals and plants. So when could you get a taste yourself? Right now, they're working directly with restaurants, bakeries, and food suppliers, releasing these chocolates made with their butter in time for the holidays.
Savor butter in either its current manifestation or with our partners, we expect that to be on the shelves kind of more around 2027.
Their teams here in Batavia, Illinois, and their home lab base in San Jose, California, backed by Bill Gates, who wrote in his blog, quote, "The idea of switching to lab-made fats and oils may seem strange at first, but their potential to significantly reduce our carbon footprint is immense. Believing butter can make a difference."
Okay, I want to see him eat it first. Why he always got somebody else tasting his stuff? I don't never see him tasting the chicken. I don't never see him tasting the salmon. I don't never see him tasting the butter. And then he gonna roll it out amongst white women because if white women push it and say, "Oh my God, it's good," everybody else is gonna trickle down and probably eat it. All right. And so my thing is I just don't understand how plant-based butters wreak havoc on the earth. He owns almost 60% of the farmland in the U.S. Why are you not using it for farmland? Or are you using it for data centers? You gotta understand the amount of data that we use every day with phones and even this here, right? Just everything that they need that land to house data. I think I even read somewhere in a tech magazine that they're going to start housing data on Mars just because they ain't got nowhere to store it. All these computers doing all this thinking. They can't store, they don't have nowhere to store it. And so instead, let's make the food in the lab. Let's possibly increase, okay, cancer and all sorts of metabolic issues amongst the population. But meanwhile, we get to stuff our pockets. They're eating all organic food. I bet you he has a farm in his backyard. While the rest of us, it doesn't matter. This is why I'm gonna stop eating out, for real. Lab grown fish. It's not even grown with a head. It's grown from the meat body, and they use natural flavors to make it taste like salmon, just like they use that word that we see on the back of all types of stuff, natural flavors on crackers and stuff, to make it taste like something so that your brain will think that it's this. And that's a whole nother conversation for taste and perception, sense and smell. You could trick the brain into smelling something, thinking it's something, but it's really not. So how do we know butter is supposed to taste like butter? Huh? How do we really know that? Yes. He getting on my nerve, because not only is he putting all of his poison food here in the U.S., and I don't give a damn who said, he over there in Africa trying to debried them. So this just came out 2 days ago via a lot of huge press sites that Kenya, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I know I love Kenyan people, but y'all government is horrible. I'm not even gonna cap. The way they be letting these companies move up over there and pay y'all pennies on a dollar for the same work, and then the food they taste. Bill Gates has such a great relationship with Kenya. It's not even funny. He gets to test out all his food, all his drugs, everything over there in Kenya first. A lot of other African nations told us to get the fuck on. Get on from somewhere around here, down here. We're not interested, okay? But Kenya is happy because their political leaders are probably making a ton of money from these people being able to move their research into their communities to debreed the population. Melinda Gates says that black women, specifically younger black women in poorer areas, should have control over their female health, okay? So they've invented, and I didn't even understand why this needs to be invented, because there's already one out here that's stronger than this one. But this one has just a little bit of something that I'm gonna add to it, because a lot of people don't like to, really look between, and read the shit as to what they're giving you, right? So they don't create an IUD. We already have IUDs. We done had them for many years. But this particular IUD is an 8-year IUD. We do have 10-year IUDs here that secrete hormone, okay? But this particular IUD they done created secretes synthetic hormone. Lab-grown hormones. Now, a lot of times the hormones that we ingest are from like other animals and stuff, preferably pigs and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But it comes from another female animal or whatever, and we secrete that hormone. A lot of people who have endocrine issues and stuff like that, and metabolic issues, and need to take thyroid medication, it is made from pigs and other animals, okay? But this is a whole nother level. I guess he couldn't get the FDA to approve him here, so he went on over there to Africa to debreed them, because Africa and India, and he got approval in India as well, okay, are overpopulating to the point where it's making the white whiners a little nervous. And I don't understand why white people would be nervous, because, like, just because you sleep with a black person, or, we have more babies or anything like that, you're still gonna be white. We, like, just like when you pull our blood, especially if our ancestors came off a farm, like, there is some genetic DNA of white, but they just don't want, the white race being eradicated. And so what they're going to do, because, the United States is having 1.5 baby, one baby being good, the other baby coming out with some type of psychological or mental disorder or something, okay? Same thing in other parts of Europe. And so Africa and India, as well as even some parts, I can't even think right now what the other country is, South America, we are just overpopulating the earth to the point where it's gonna be them. It's gonna be us. that are going to be the majority. And so on average in Africa, they're having 4 babies per family. We're having 1.5. And using IV here, IVF here in the States. And so this is going to be interesting, and I'm glad other African nations kicked his ass out, but I just don't understand why go over there? Why you can't test it here? Because they ain't having no motherfucking babies. And I would just listen, because I know we got a lot of Africans that watch our show, and here's my thing. My biggest regret, I'm going to be honest with you, was birth control. I'm older now. You guys probably say, oh, what do you mean? Like, because it stuck my body so bad, bruh. Like, you not supposed to bleed every day when you on birth control? Your mood ain't supposed to be destabilized. A lot of us have hormonal shifts and mood shifts because of birth control. Then we not eating right on top of that. Y'all better wake up, for real. Each one teach one. Pass this video along. They up over there with all their little drugs. I'm tired, okay? Real quick.